What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to review Cyberpunk 2077. I just finished the game, got some thoughts on it. We're going to break it down step by step here in each part of the game. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Settings is going to be the first thing we take a look at. Two in specific, gameplay and graphics. Gameplay has a few extra things tied into it that not a lot of games have. They're pretty cool. Graphics, this is where the game shines. No matter what you're running it on, PC like I am, or on a console, they have settings that you can customize to get the most out of whatever you're playing the game on. And the game does look amazing when you do set it right. Create a character. So, this is something Cyberpunk also did very well. And to start off, you get three choices: Nomad, Street Kid, and Corpo. I think it's a really cool concept that they have. There's three different things that can affect how you're going to play the game. The actual creative class part in this game is very in-depth as well. You have a bunch of presets on the left-hand side. You can change them to somebody you want to look pretty, you want them to look ugly. I guess beauty is all in the eye of the beholder in 2077. You can change the skin tone. It has so many customizations in this. This is something they really dove into and took a long time on. You can spend a long time creating a character in this game. They have options for everything. You can make them look not even human. You can make them look completely normal. This is an excellent, this may be the best thing that Cyberpunk 2077 does. The next thing we're going to talk about is the picture mode. This is a real cool feature that I think a lot of other games should implement. You can just hit one button and it'll pause the game, take you into a mode like you're in a camera. You can rotate around, you can do a bird's eye view. You can change the camera type from drone to first person if you want to snap a picture of something in front of you. A bunch of presets and customizations. It's really cool. You can waste a lot of time getting into this. You can make some real cool pictures, post them online, you can do all kinds of things. This is one of the most fun things I've done in the whole game. Alright, here's where things start to get a little more sketchy. In the menus option of the game, you can change time here, and you can go into crafting and inventory and stuff like that, and all that's pretty fine and dandy. Most of that's self-explanatory. But the character section, where you have to level up your character, it gets pretty confusing. Once you get used to it, you can maneuver around it and do what you want to do. I think it could be a little bit better. But the journal is a mess with the shards and the messages and all that stuff. It is a mess. You'll be in the middle of a mission, you'll have to read a shard, and if you don't hit the button to do it when it pops up on the screen, you have to go in here and search through it. Like, look at all these ones that say new you haven't read yet. It pages down forever, and then you have to figure out which one exactly you need for the mission to read. Keep scrolling through until you find it. They're not organized very well. This could take a couple minutes while you're in the middle of a mission, just pausing it and going through it and trying to read them. You have your tarot cards down here that you have to find. This menu, in my opinion, is not very good. Movement is the next thing we're going to talk about. In this game, there's some glitches with the movement that are completely unacceptable. There were several times during the game I got stuck in the ground and had to actually load out and load back in to even be able to move my character. Running around in itself is pretty fluid. You don't run into too many issues. You do kind of get caught on steps and stuff, and you can't move how you want to sometimes. For as big of a title as this is, I feel like that shouldn't happen. While you're running around, you get some cool cyberware and other things like that allow you to jump higher and move differently, but it's all things other games have done before. This doesn't really bring anything new when it comes to that. Alright, combat. This is what everybody comes here for, right? And unfortunately, the combat in this game, especially the gunplay, not fantastic. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but most of the guns kind of feel the same. Like the assault rifles all feel like an assault rifle. It doesn't have any unique feel. You have a couple iconic weapons that are a little different. The thing that does stand out, the melee weapons in this game are pretty good, especially the Manus Blades. Wolverine style, baby. If you want to see that video, check that out. I'll put it in the description. But the rest of the combat, it feels kind of repetitive, and it gets kind of old by the time you're at the end of the game. The katanas, the gorilla arms, and the Manus Blades, they're fun to use. It makes the game fun and interesting, but again, it's something a little bit new, but it's not anything like life-altering. And right here on the screen again, another glitch that happens to in combat. People get stuck in the ground. Again, the glitches in this game really hurt it. Driving in Cyberpunk can be frustrating sometimes. Cars don't handle great all the time. Some of the cars are really fun to drive, some of the motorcycles are real fast, There are some options that allow you to move the camera as far away from the car or as close as you want. You can even go to first person mode. The impacts in the game are really weird. Sometimes you'll hit something and you'll just like bounce off of it. Sometimes you'll kind of stick to it. Sometimes you'll hit a truck and you actually get stuck in the truck. It'll glitch you out of the car. You have to call your car back in. I've seen all kinds of weird things happen here. You can have some footage coming up on the screen of some impacts, and I'll let you check that out and you make your own decision what you think of them. I know it's a car crash, so it's gonna do some weird things sometimes, but some of this is a little ridiculous. So the last thing I want to talk about here is the story of the game itself. I'm not going to put any clips up. I don't want to show any spoilers or anything like that. But the story itself is actually a really cool story. I think they did an awesome job getting Keanu Reeves involved in it, getting a high-class actor like that. I think he did a great job in it. The whole story itself is it's kind of Matrix-esque, so they had a great actor for it. It's cool. Johnny Silverhand's an awesome character. V's a good character. Everything about the story is good. They did the story very well. If you're into story games and you just want to play a good story, this is a good game to play. Once you get past the opening act, it's a little bit slow. It gets pretty action-packed. It's fun. Lots of decisions that change the outcome. Quite a few different endings you can play through if you really want to go back through it again. The thing that kills this game is all the glitches, all the problems. I know it's been taken down from the Sony store for now, so if you're playing on PlayStation, I don't even think you can get it. On PC, I didn't have that many problems, but I did get irritated several times. I had to stop the game, load out, load back in, just because you got stuck on something, or your gun wouldn't load, or your gun wouldn't shoot, and you couldn't change weapons. Things like that. If they fix all those things, the game would be much, much better. But as for right now, with all the hype that was behind this game, I feel like it was pretty disappointing. I wish they would have waited a little bit longer. I know it was pushed back a bunch of times, but put out a complete game and not a broken game. It seems like a bunch of games that come out anymore come out half finished or broken, or you can play this part but not this part, and this is just another one on the list. So, my overall review, out of 10, I'll give this about a 6.7. It's not a horrible game. I did have fun playing it, but it could have been way better. So my advice to you is, if you have not bought the game already, if it goes on sale, it's worth the buy. If you get easily frustrated, I might stay away from this one. That's it for me. Thanks. If you liked it, please subscribe, drop a like for me, and have a great day.